If you're watching this later, hello. Welcome in. My name is Lara. PurpleCoffins. I like to play detective games, puzzle games, and other things, but in this case, it's a detective game. This is part, 6? I have actually lost track, but I think this should be part 6 of our gameplay, all of this. Yeah, this Sherlock Holmes game. I am streaming this at, the tail end of a different game in the same stream. Yeah, I've got, an hour left to stream, and I wanted to play something different, so we're playing this. I know it's currently completely silent. It's just because otherwise you'd have the deafening menu music. So you're gonna have to deal with this before we get into the case. Not really an awful lot you need to know about. Yeah, look at Sherlock ponders things to unnecessarily dramatic music. That's just every Sherlock Holmes media. Yeah, we're gonna get into it. If you would like to see the previous parts and you haven't already, they are available on my YouTube, which you may be watching this on. Maybe in that case, there'll be a link up here to the playlist. Thank you. And I also played Chapter 1, the second newest Sherlock games from Frogwares. So, we're gonna jump in. I don't think there's really much you need to know in advance, because there doesn't seem to be an awful lot of, the cases don't go from one... There's no overarching villain. This ain't a Doctor Who episode. Stephen Moffat did not write this Sherlock. But yeah, we're gonna get started and see how much we can get done while I have
Where are you going,
an hour.
Holmes?
Oh, what's
Have you
going
been
on now?
invited somewhere?
We have been invited, Watson,
We have. Where to?
to the Baker Street Irregulars' annual dinner. They sent us an invitation. It is on the table.
A dinner.
Shout out to
How
Toby.
could those street urchins afford anything like that? I can't understand your interest in them, Holmes. They're dirty. They wouldn't hesitate to steal your wallet. They...
Watson, you should be excited. It is a secret dinner. Its location changes every year. Read the menu. Sounds mouth-watering.
All right. We, the secret police of Baker Street, invite you, Sherlock Holmes, and Dr. Watson to our annual dinner. Menu, entree, frozen rat head salad. Is this a joke?
Not at all. Pray continue.
Main course, sow's udder in Danny Nutcracker's way. Sounds disgusting, Holmes. Hedgehog goulash. Street turnips in homemade juice. And it goes on.
Ah, I can hear them on the stairs now.
Well, we can't go there. We can't eat that.
Watson, you'll hurt the feelings of those poor children. We have to go.
Oh, Mr. Holmes.
It is fine, Mrs. Hudson.
Mr. Holmes!
Wiggins,
What's happening?
Dr. Watson is getting ready. He will be delighted to join us. You don't look well, my young man. Is there something wrong? Don't tell me the dinner is
The
cancelled.
dinner's cancelled.
Mr. Holmes is my brother, Leighton. He's in a prison cell. They say he's killed 2 men. You have to help us,
Leighton?
Mr. Holmes, because I know he didn't do it.
Where is he now?
From what I've heard, they took him to the yard, and they gave him a good beating already. You know what they're like. They'll hang him. They won't look any further.
Holmes, we have to help him.
Well, and forget about the dinner. Wiggins, I'll take the case.
You're fantastic, Mr. Holmes. I'll be waiting for you at the crime scene. You'll be there, right? It's on Half Moon Street in Whitechapel.
Very well.
Leighton, shared canon confirmed. No, Leighton's in jail for killing 2 men. What a start to this case. Okay. It's spelled differently, but we're going to ignore that. Let's go to Half Moon Street. Oh, I should have said hello to Toby. I forgot to say hello to Toby. Ugh, I'm the worst. I'm so sorry. For those who are new and haven't seen this game before, Toby is the Basset Hound. He's a very good boy. He comes with us on cases sometimes. It's great. Also, if you weren't here earlier in the stream, I am very cozy right now. I'm wearing a jumper, and I have a blanket, and I have a hot water bottle, and my heating was on, but also I'm not made of money, so I have turned it off. But yeah, I'm very cozy right now because I'm trying to be, because it's freezing, because we are in winter now, and it's bloody cold. Latest brought up by Holmes as his prodigy. Does make sense. Oh, I was actually talking earlier about how much I wanted to get an Udi. An Udi? Why did I say it like that? An Udi? An Udi. I kind of feel like I emphasized the wrong part. The Udi. Like I know a few creators who have like referral codes and stuff, but even with those, I'm just like, that's too expensive. I could easily, I could go and get like a cheapy one, but also, I don't know. There's like the balance of I only have the money for a cheap one, so I don't want to, so I would rather get that than spend money on an expensive one, but also I want to like support the original company and you know, blah blah blah, ethics, etc. Oh, why did that cut out like that? Highly recommend cheap ones. Yeah, I've heard of some places that have good ones. Okay, I kind of thought that those things on the ground were important, but I think this is just like poop. It's just horse poop. Who are you? Oh no, that's the exit. Okay, don't go that way. Yes, I'm supposed to be going down this here then. Yeah, I've. Oh, okay, here's the music. I heard Primark ones are good. I heard Dunelm had a good one for a while, but that might have been a couple of years ago, so I don't know if they still do it. Oh my god, I can't see a bloody thing. It's so dark. It's so dark back here.
Please, gentlemen, leave the scene now. Oh, Mr. Holmes, is that you?
Good evening, Constable...
Constable Marrow. I was here with
Marrow.
Inspector Aberline during the Ripper case, Mr. Holmes, back in '88.
Oh, the Ripper case,
But
really?
then this is nothing like that case. With this one, we've got the murderer, the weapon, and the statements, which speak for themselves.
Of course, Marrow. But you know that appearances can sometimes be deceiving.
Okay, so you could have like. Sorry, we're ignoring this murder scene that's happening right now. We're just talking about Udis. So you could have like an OG one that's like for the dead of winter, and then like a cheaper knockoff one for either side, and then a dressing gown, and then obviously in the summer you don't necessarily need anything extra. I mean, you need clothes.
Who were the victims?
The two men here, both shot. The stat fellow was Brian Vercotti, a well-known ruffian. The other, Kenneth Butler, a jeweller by trade.
Kenneth Branagh. Holmes luck connoisseur. I trust your opinions.
You spoke of statements. You have witnesses?
Well, I was there, so I gave my own statement. And then there were two other witnesses who said they saw the killer Chapman. Mr. Turner, a gentleman who lives in that flat over there. And Polly Powell, a flower seller, who was over at the far side of the street.
Okay, this is quite fun.
So, Constable Marrow, I should be delighted to hear your testimony.
I was standing at the north side of Half Moon Street. That was the side that you came from.
But you would have been unable to observe this part of the street, where we are standing now.
That is
He's getting
correct.
weird shadows
But
on his
I
face
saw
and
the two
disappear.
victims slowly enter Half Moon Street, and then shortly after, the fireworks started. A few minutes after that, the fellow Chapman rushed towards me and ran into Half Moon Street.
Please continue.
I didn't pay attention, but suddenly I heard a woman's cries and police whistles on the other side of Half Moon Street. I rushed over there and I saw the two dead bodies on the ground. When I reached Whitechapel Street, I saw Leighton Chapman. He'd been caught by two police constables.
What were the fireworks in honor of, Constable?
Well, today's Queen Victoria's birthday, Mr.
Happy
Holmes.
birthday, Mom.
Yes, I appear to have lost track of the days. It is May now, of course.
Of course. Yeah.
Did you hear the shots?
I didn't hear any shots. The fireworks were all over the sky. They were so loud I couldn't hear anything else.
Constable Marrow, what else caught your attention while you were running through Half Moon Street?
I saw nothing but rats, and I took the time.
It's annoying me that they're saying okay. They're emphasizing it as Half Moon Street. I feel like I would say like Half Moon Street. Like I feel like they were fireworks, royal birthday fireworks. Hold on, I need to go fix my lipstick. Ooh, What was that? My chair just made a horrible sound. I think I might have broken it. Oh no. To be fair, not that long ago. Oh, maybe don't do that. Pulling my headphones off my desk. This is the thing. When I wear like a blanket or whatever, I start like just picking things up. You know what I mean? Like swooping things off the desk. And then I start getting really like stressed about it. And it's like sensory overload, but not really. It's just like when too many things are happening. So what was I gonna say? Yeah, not that long ago, my there was like a clunk sound, and I was like, "Oh, what did I hit something with my chair?" And I looked down, and there was just like a metal piece of metal on the floor that was clearly from my chair. But it's been working since, so I clearly didn't break it. Not very great. This is weird. The sound, the way the audio sits. Thank you, night night. The emphasis is on the wrong syllable. Exactly. It feels weird.
To light every corner with my lamp.
Did you happen to look up at Mr. Turner's window when you were on Half Moon Street at that time?
Yes, I saw that the window was open, but no one was there. It was dark in the room.
Then how did he see?
Constable, your statements have been of great value to me.
Time to examine the body.
The bullet struck his head. This man didn't stand a chance.
Oh, there we go. I was gonna say, we always have to check the hands.
This is an ordinary key.
Mine.
A piece of wood that has stuck between the cobblestones. Let us take a closer look.
I feel like I could have looked at that without going into detective mode. Is that like a stake or something? You're saying I'm a dork? Rude. I feel like I should be able. There we go.
This shard of wood is quite new.
It's quite cool. Secret tunnel. Kenneth Branagh. Secret tunnel. No, that's just a random ball.
He tried to stop the bleeding with his hand. Death was not instant.
Oh, ladder run. I just immediately went for stake. Like for a vampire.
The bullet penetrated his stomach. A dreadful wound.
Yeah, not a very quick kill.
A tattoo from Westgate Prison. Vercotti must have done some time there.
Okay.
Brian Vercotti suffered greatly. What a terrible way to die.
What a terrible way to die. Oh dear. It's the way Sherlock speaks in this game. It's like, he doesn't care. I mean, to be fair, that kind of fits with his character. Okay. We've got a lot of cases in this game. I'm really surprised how much content is in this game.
A fairly long pole with a forked end.
Is it missing a bit? No, I see. It's not missing a bit.
A fairly long pole with a forked end.
I guess that might be useful later, and that's why it's telling me that it's something of interest. Is today a good day to die? Are you sure? Tomorrow would be more convenient. Good.
Good evening, Mr. Turner.
I heard Constable Marrow reply to you as Mr. Holmes.
Hi.
Are you that detective gentleman?
Yes.
I've heard of you. And, well, I know things about this evening.
I know things.
Excellent. Might we hear your story?
Did he sound a little drunk? Or am I imagining that? I thought it was going clunk because I was seeing something and I wasn't picking it up. Crimean War. Oh yeah, I forget I have to get rid of my face for this bit so you can see the words. That battle cry, almost any large lot has a battlefield as troops are marching off. Ah. That's cool. Weak leg. It's Watson! Right, so where's... Ah, there we go.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
Why did that have
I
speed
was
bump?
already in bed when the fireworks started. A few moments after, I clearly heard 2 gunshots from outside.
Please continue.
I quickly got up and I grabbed the lamp from my nightstand and I rushed towards the window. I looked down and I saw 2 bodies. And there was a man with a gun who was standing nearby.
Where exactly?
Well, near this body.
Did he notice you?
I don't think so. He rushed towards Whitechapel Street without looking around.
Mr. Turner, did you see anyone else in the street?
No, I saw no one but that man, the murderer, the fellow they caught.
Were the 2 shots you heard consecutive?
Yes, there was a very short pause between them, and they sounded different somehow. It seemed to me that the second shot was louder than the first.
That is an
Different
interesting
guns?
comment.
3 different guns?
Mr. Turner, what were your actions after you stepped up to the window?
I was afraid that the man with the gun might return, so I stayed close to the window till I saw the policeman coming in the Half Moon from Whitechapel. Then I walked out to tell them everything I saw.
Really stressing the name of this street. Like,
You have helped us a great deal, Mr. Turner.
I feel like if it was me, I wouldn't be like, oh, I saw them coming down. I'd be like, this street. Hey, Wiggins, what are you doing here? This is a terrible idea. Don't just hang around here, Wiggins. You fool. You silly boy.
I'll do anything to save my brother, Mr. Holmes.
Yeah, that's not good. Don't say that to me. Because I'll be suspicious. Alright, you also have a statement, right? Give me your
Mrs.
statement.
Powell?
What do you want?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the crime that took place this evening.
Well, I've already gave my testimony, but very well.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
Yes. I was selling my flowers as usual, and then the fireworks began, in honour of Queen Victoria. I enjoyed those. But then, all of a sudden, a young lad ran out of Half Moon Street and stopped just by me. He had a gun in his hand. He was like a ghost, and all covered in blood. It was dark, but I could see him, because of the flashes from the fireworks.
And then?
I screamed as loud as I could. I knew that a policeman should be on duty in the vicinity. He had no time to escape. 2 constables got him.
She's smart.
Then another constable came out from the very same street, and I heard him talking of a horrible murder.
Okay.
Mrs. Powell, did you hear the gunshots?
I'm not sure. You know, what with the fireworks?
That's fair.
Did you see anyone else leaving Half Moon Street, prior to or at the time of the crime?
No, sir, I did not. Even with all the fireworks, I was very attentive, as I'm always on the lookout for customers.
My thanks to you, Mrs. Powell.
I talk to this guy. No, okay, that's the exit. I can't go any further that way. Right, okay, so I think we got to do some connections now. Common statement. Leighton Chapman was the only person who was seen entering Half Moon Street. He was seen standing over the dead bodies and escaping the scene of the crime. Sir Turner stated that he remained at the window of his flat until the police arrived. However, this is in conflict with Mara's statement. That's true. I was thinking that. Okay, so I can't connect anything else. could talk to the boyo, Mr. Turner.
Mr. Turner, you have stated that you remained close by your window after the crime, is that correct?
Oh, yes, Mr. Holmes. I stayed at my window until the policeman arrived to examine the dead bodies.
Oh. I forgot that.
That is very interesting, Mr. Turner. Constable Marron stated that he did not see anyone at the window
Exactly.
when he was running through Half Moon Street.
Well, I think Constable Marrow and me, we might have been distracted by the whistles and shouts coming from Whitechapel. We could have missed each other somehow. You understand what I mean? It was a bit of a stressful moment, to tell you the truth, sir.
Allow
don't
me to
doubt.
form my own theories, Mr. Turner. Would you mind showing me the view that you had from your window?
Not at all, Mr. Holmes. Please, follow me.
Ah, we were correct about the limp.
Mr. Turner appears to live very modestly.
Judgy.
This fire is dying out. It was last tended to over an hour ago.
Fire. Ashes. Burnt paper. Dip my hand in the fire.
The papers are almost entirely burned. I am unable to see what's written here.
It's okay, we can reverse it.
These words are illegible.
They allow me to form my own
The
theories. It's
papers
very
were thrown
terse.
into the fire just a short while ago.
That's, yeah. That's very Sherlock, though, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, he looks like he's opened this box and is trying to burn evidence. Not gonna lie. Let's see if you're playing this more. I feel compelled to recommend Great Ace Attorney, seeing that also features Legendary Detective. I think you said that last time. My concern with Ace Attorney is that, just like the game we were playing earlier today, there's an awful lot of reading out as different characters, and it gets quite tiring. And also, like, it tires out my voice.
Mr. Turner was roused from his bed by the sound of gunshots.
And what is going on with that book? What is he doing to that book down there? And I end up focusing more on trying to just, like, do the voices and read stuff out than actually playing the game. So, I'm always a bit hit and miss. Oh, I should have talked to him more. There's more to say.
Anything else you would like to know, Mr. Holmes?
Anything else you'd like to know? Sounds like he's got a block nose.
This kitchen knife is quite sharp.
Well, good. That means it's useful, probably. Kitchen table, sweepings, shredded paper. Ah, do we think he was
There are pieces of shredded paper scattered over the table.
cutting stuff up?
This kitchen knife was used to cut the paper.
Silly, that's what I use paper scissors for. Why are you
Anything
destroying
else
evidence?
you would like to
Huh?
know, Mr.
Huh?
Holmes?
Why are you destroying documents? I guess that's not necessarily, like, suspicious. He's just maybe just getting rid of documents that he doesn't want anymore.
So, that's the view Mr. Turner had when he opened the window. The dead body of Kenneth Butler.
Correct.
Brian Vercotti's contorted corpse. Mr. Turner had a perfect view of the crime scene. He saw the bodies clearly, and Leighton Chapman standing over them.
And can they see you from the ground? That would be what I would check.
Anything else you would like to know, Mr. Holmes?
Yes, actually. Did you do it? Did you kill them? Was it you?
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I don't have any extra stuff here. feel like I must have missed something. Up we go. Hello.
A perfect match. So, Mr. Turner broke his stick when it became stuck between the cobblestones. He did not mention that he was so near to the victims.
Yes, but also, he lives on that street, so that could have happened at any time.
The books on this shelf are in a mess. It looks as though Mr. Turner was trying to find something in a hurry here a short while ago.
Got up from the bed. Search the body. Oh my god, there's so much going on here. Okay, let's go for... was awoken, that's first. Oh, whoops. Okay. Gets up from the bed. Then... open the window? Took something. And then he goes back. That's papers in there. I don't really feel like this makes a lot of sense in this order, but this is what we're gonna go for. Right, so he gets up from his bed, and he hobbles off with his stick. That he's just sitting there while his like weird force ghost goes past him. I mean, I can just fast forward it. Here he goes. Look at him go. Taking something off of this guy. And then he gets his cane stuck. Okay, and then he goes back inside. High speed. Puts his cane down. Gets something off the shelf. Goes over here. Cuts it up. And then goes back and throws it in the fire.
So Mr. Turner used a book to hide an object that he found on Kenneth Butler's body. The question is, what did he find?
I got it right, though. I got the order right. Oh, you haven't got one just named, like, the hidden item or something. It's super obvious.
I can see prints from greasy fingers upon the cover of this book.
So he meant, like...
Let us take a closer look.
The book was fat, because it meant they could hide something.
Well now, what a find. A precious jewel, concealed inside a book.
With two sheepies on it. Then I'll take it, like I normally would.
A bracelet with a unique ram's head design. A distinctive feature of ancient Grecian artifacts, probably of the Hellenistic era.
What any of that means. I mean, it's not like I don't know what it means. I'm just being silly. Right, should we go talk to him about it? Sorry, I'm just checking my notifications here because I've got quite a few. Yeah, we're good. Objection.
Mr. Turner, how would it be possible for a man of advanced years, such as
Sassy.
yourself, to rush from his bed to the window in a matter of seconds, as you have stated?
Well, I'm able to move very quickly, despite my age. And when the situation requires it, Mr. Holmes.
I highly doubt that, Mr. Turner. I observe that you suffer a severe limp due to your injured right leg. It would have taken at least 10 seconds for you to approach the window. That means you could have easily missed something or someone in Half Moon Street during that time.
You're right, Mr. Holmes. I could have missed something. But it did seem to me that everything happened so quickly. Time can pull tricks on you.
Time isn't real. The old truth and nothing
And what of
but
everything
the truth.
else that you told us? Mr. Turner, it is vital that we have your complete and true statement.
Mr. Holmes, I do assure you that the other things
Ready?
I said were most sincere.
You can tell because the camera's moving to the side that they're going to have to do that.
Mr. Turner, you were not sincere with me. Not then, and not now.
But Mr. Holmes...
This,
Thank you.
Mr. Turner, does not
Correct.
look like anything that a poor man might possess. It is worth more than the home that you live in.
I can explain.
No, merely correct me if I am wrong. You saw Leighton Chapman through the window, but you also noticed a glittering object on the ground, this precious jewel. You walked down and took the bracelet from the body of Kenneth Butler, and when you heard the whistles, you hurried away. That broke your walking stick. It caught fast between the cobbles. Constable Marrow was unable to see you in the window as you were climbing up the stairs on your way back to your flat. Upon returning home, you hid the precious jewel inside a book.
Mr. Holmes, please don't send me to prison. I didn't do anything bad. I'm just a poor man. When I chanced upon the bracelet, I saw it as an opportunity to make a little money. I was desperate. I only took the bracelet, that's all, I swear.
You made a mistake by lying to me. But you are not a criminal. I believe that. Although I must return this bracelet to its rightful owner.
But why is he still saying he saw... If we don't think it is Leighton, then why are we still acting like it is? I don't know. Investigate the ancient bracelet. Oh, we gotta go back to do some research, okay. And go to Scotland Yard. Okay, so do we go to... Yeah, I think we'll go to Scotland Yard first, in case we pick up anything there that we then need to look up again. We don't want to have to go back and forth. Basically, we can do our research at Baker Street, but we have to go to Scotland Yard to interview the suspect.
Mr. Holmes, whatever brings you here so late at night?
I'm interested in the case of young Leighton Chapman. He was arrested earlier this evening and accused of a double murder.
I beg your pardon? That case is quite clear to the police. Or are there any new facts that we don't know about?
Who knows, Inspector?
Look, you are free to investigate, of course, Mr. Holmes. Chapman was arrested with a revolver in his possession, which you can find in the evidence room. The suspect himself is in custody.
Did you find anything else on his person?
A few personal belongings. Nothing particular, Mr. Holmes.
That's what you think.
Thank you, Lestrade.
I bet it's gonna be important. Let's go. Thank you for the hydrate. I'm running out of water. Good old-fashioned tap water. Evidence room. So, I think the two gunshots sounded different. If that was truthful, the two gunshots sounded different because they were made by two different guns.
These cigarettes are filled with... So this is the gun that Leighton was holding when he was caught by the police. It is a Webley revolver, a reliable weapon.
was gonna say, can I look it over?
It seems as though the shells were not removed from the cylinder.
Have hydrating and dehydrating by the medium for Spanish and Portland. Ooh, I hope it's nice. Joe is currently at the pub quiz, so I imagine he's having a little bit of something. I'm just having boring old tap water, Scottish H2O, Kunzel juice. I had a coffee earlier, but I've finished it, and I'm not having another one because then I definitely won't sleep. Because I have to be up at, say it with me everybody, 5:30 tomorrow morning. That's my new schedule. My work seems to be putting me on 5:30. No, sorry, 7 o'clock starts, like, every shift, and I'm not complaining because it means I have some kind of regularity, but it does mean that I have to get up really early. Though I was supposed to be working, and I do not know how I swung this. So if you're watching this later, we're in Thanksgiving week, okay? It's Black Friday this week, which, although we do not celebrate Thanksgiving in the UK, we do have Black Friday sales now, which is fun. And I was supposed to be working a 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. shift on Black Friday, which is basically a big chunk of the day while we're open. But my coworker came up to me and went, "Can you do me a big favor? Can you swap shifts with me on Friday?" And I was like, "Oh, this is going to be like the late, because we're open till quite late." But it turns out that they wanted to swap for the shift I would normally do, the 7 o'clock start. And I was like, "Oh, I could just do the 7 o'clock. That sounds great." So now I'm not doing that. You know, I was fully, like, I'd reserved, that's not the word I'm looking for, resigned myself to the fact that I was doing that shift and that I was going to have to work basically the whole of Black Friday. But turns out that no, I don't. I'm doing the normal shift, so I actually get to come home in the evening before it gets too late. Unless you think there's something we missed, Mr. Holmes. Who knows? That's me being polite. We both know there'll be something you've missed. Otherwise, why am I investigating when I'm Sherlock Holmes? Oh, exactly. My starts are really reasonable. They're 8 or 7:30 on a Sunday, and it's just under a 30-minute drive away. And of course, because you can drive, so that makes it even better. Whereas I am beholden to the bus schedule at the moment. So he said it wasn't. They didn't empty the cylinder, the chamber.
It seems as though the
Yeah. There we go. I knew there was going to be something I had to do.
2 out of the 6 shells have been fired. There were 2 shots.
Correct. But I don't think they were the same gun. No, only you're doing that shift at the same. No, I'm not. Yeah, that's what I think. I think the confusion has been. I was doing that shift and then I got a swap, but I didn't even ask. It was great. I was like, why would you not want to finish early? Like, obviously you have to wake up earlier, but like I feel like it count. Yeah. Anyway, but it's a drive or be the local village kind of thing. In case I was to walk across the grounds if you got dropped to go. Oh wow. Okay. Right. So basically, drive is the only option. So that's good then.
A cheap watch, bought with his own money, no doubt.
Okay, we've looked at all the stuff. Sherlock could hear the contrast between 2 fired shots, as in fact 3 shots were made. At first, a single shot was fired, and then 2 guns fired simultaneously directly afterwards. Sherlock could hear the contrast between 2 fired shots as they were made from different points in Half Moon Street. I'm not going to pick either of them yet. We're going to go talk to... Oh, we've got more connections to make. Kenneth Butler and Brian Vercotti were the victims of a double murder carried out by one person. I'm not sure that's true. Well, we need to get Leighton's statement, who's obviously going to be biased, but at least he can maybe shed some light on some of the stuff that's going on. Is he in here? Yeah,
Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
I usually have to be up somewhere around 6 a.m. most days, mainly because I have to drive.
Good evening, Mr. Chapman.
Pause. Over to Perth where my work actually is, so thankfully now there's no longer a blasted contraflow on the main contact road. It only takes about half an hour instead of nearly an entire one. Oh, good. I'm glad it takes less time. The bus journey to my job is actually really short. It's just the buses have been being really temperamental recently, and I've been late to work multiple times over the last few weeks because the bus just hasn't turned up, and I've had to just wait 20 minutes for the next one, and it's such a pain. Sometimes it's not as long as 20 minutes, but sometimes it's longer. There was one day where I was waiting in the freezing cold and the rain for 40 minutes because 2 buses in a row didn't turn up. And I was like, I'm not getting a taxi, because if I get a taxi, I have to pay for a taxi, and I'm not doing that.
Who are you? I've got nothing to say. It's all a mistake.
You look like the guy from the last one.
Calm down, Leighton. I have come here to help you. To find out if you truly are innocent, as your younger brother Wiggins has told me.
My brother? You know him? Then that means you're...
Sherlock Holmes.
The one and
Oh,
only.
blimey. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell you everything.
Let me look at him first. Oh, that's a big nasty scar you've got there, mate. Grew up on the street, innit? I'm guessing that's what the bruising is going to be as well. Fancy scarf, cushy job, office clerk. Oh. Oh. The scarf doesn't really work with the rest of it, does it? There we go. Okay. It's like this kind of scar you might get if someone slashed you at you with a big knife. Yeah, but it's clearly not recent though, because it's healed. But still, that's a big scar. Guaranteed if you got in a taxi, the bus would have shown. Yeah, and the last time I tried to get a taxi, not the last time necessarily. No, I think it was the last time I tried to get a taxi. It just didn't turn up. So I was like, well, just like the buses. Then Leighton clearly had extensive plastic surgery to cover up his dubious past. How old is Leighton? But though, saying that, we still don't know really when Leighton is set. So, you know, could be.
Good. Tell me your account of what happened.
I left my work and I hurried up to see the fireworks in Whitechapel. I was late, so I decided to cut through Half Moon Street.
He would
I
love
saw
to
the
regret
first
that.
fireworks light up in the sky. I bumped into a constable on a corner before entering Half Moon.
Oh,
Then suddenly, what with all the firework flare, I saw 2 men. They were both lying flat in the middle of the street. I stopped where I was. I thought about turning back to the police, but as I was thinking of that, I saw a third person. He was leaning over the body that was furthest from me. The second I saw him, he raised his head and he stared at me. In a flash, I saw his gun, but he made a dash for it instead and he escaped through Whitechapel Street.
I feel like if I ever witnessed a murder, or even just a robbery, just something, a crime, and I was told to give a statement, I would be the most useless witness in the entire world. I can't remember stuff that happened yesterday in any detail. Like, if you asked me what I did yesterday, I would really have to sit and really quite heavily think about stuff, and, well, I vaguely remember being in this place, so that means that I was probably, you know, like that. Like, I couldn't just be like, well, I went here, and then I went here, and then I went here. I'd have to be like, wait a minute, what did I do? Which order was it in? I'd be the worst witness. So don't commit, well, maybe do commit a crime in front of me. Maybe that's the point, because you'll get away with it. Honestly, if you've seen how kind of nondescript Professor Layton's face is, I could believe he's had cosmetic work done. That's true, he's got a very smooth face. The only really distinctive feature he has is a tiny little nose. What did you see? There was a bad person. They did a bad thing. I think there was a theft. Well, the thing is, I could be like, oh, it was like, I would remember the details of something dramatic. But if it was, so maybe if I did see a murder, then I would probably remember that. But like, if it was something like, did you see these men? Like, I don't know, I was in a cafe and they were supposed to be in the cafe that day. And they'd be like, did you see these guys? Did you see them come in? I'd be like, I don't know. I have no idea. Not only do I not remember people's faces, but I also just don't pay attention. The car the Leighton is based on was made from 1948 to 1999, so that's your ballpark. That's quite a big ballpark. I always thought it was more Victorian, but it's very Victoriana rather than actually Victorian. Hmm. Anyway, we need to talk to this guy.
So you might still have had time to return to the constable.
I panicked. I didn't know what to do. Anyway, I approached the bodies just to see if they were still alive. I saw that one had
scene.
blood pumping out of his stomach. He was dying. It was horrible. The second one was already dead. He had a hole in his head. He was holding a gun in his hand, though. I took it, and then I followed the third man.
Well, there you go. That's what the problem was.
Interesting. Pray, continue.
I turned a corner, and I saw the man standing in the middle of the street. He seemed to be in some sort of panic. And then, Mr. Holmes, something strange happened. I told the police and they laughed at what I said, but I swear to you, my words are true.
Okay.
I started running towards him. But then I was blinded by a flash. It was so bright that I hardly saw anything for a good dozen seconds. But I kept running forward. As I arrived in Whitechapel, I heard a woman screaming. And then I was caught by the police. But there wasn't a trace of that man. Of course, then they found a gun and all that blood. I couldn't see the murderer escaping and all that mess. Perhaps I was still half-blinded at that moment.
A thrilling account,
Hands are
my
really
young
going
man.
like this. Okay, so we've definitely had stuff like this before. Like, we had the train that disappeared, and we solved that. So we can fix this. We'll figure out what it was. It was an alien. Oh, I didn't actually realize that, Beth. But yeah, I don't. Like, even just when a customer brings me an item and is like, hold on, I'll come back and buy that in a second, goes to get something else and comes back, I've already forgotten who they are. Not all the time. Sometimes I'll remember, but if it's a busy day, I will usually be like, I do not remember who this item belonged to. Or someone's like, needing help, I will never be able to describe them. They're like, what do they look like? And I'm like, I don't know. I think their jacket might have been blue, and it turns out it was red. And I'm just really stupid. Steampunk usually pitches in 1860 to 1905, and diesel punk is 1914 to 1950. So, kind of diesel punk, I guess. I kind of like that it doesn't have a time zone, like Professor Layton. I'm kind of like that it doesn't have a specific time period where it goes, this is set in 1942. Like, it doesn't tell you really obviously when it's set. And I kind of like that, because it kind of means you've got more of a... I like it when things aren't fully explained. Sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, no, I want you to explain this. But I like it when there's a little bit of, oh, it could be anything, and it doesn't really matter, you know? Anyway, let's do the third man.
Leighton, are you able to describe the person whom you saw standing in Half Moon Street?
Well, I wasn't able to see his face at all. It was too dark, and he was too far away. I could see his silhouette.
And what about that?
Nothing so special. He was wearing a jacket. He was quite average in size and his weight.
I see.
Very helpful.
Was there anything else that struck you at the time?
No. But perhaps... It's strange, but I can't remember the sound of his footsteps as he was running away. Perhaps it was because of the fireworks or the surprise of me seeing him.
He was a ghost.
Leighton, I confess I am puzzled.
Ha!
Why should a young lad like you take a gun from the hands of a dead man and set off in pursuit of a probable killer?
I know. I keep wondering that, but at the time it was like a reflex. A criminal ought to be arrested, and he was armed.
You were willing to risk your life. That was a little foolish, unless you wanted revenge.
No, Mr. Holmes. I was just being brave and stupid.
I'm sure that you were, but I believe that you may have recognized one of the victims, Brian Vercotti. You knew that gentleman well, did you not?
However could you know that?
You have a typical tattoo of the Westgate Brotherhood upon your hand. I observed exactly the same
it
mark
could be a lot
upon
more.
Mr. Vercotti.
Could be a
You
big
came to know
brotherhood.
him from your sharing a past prison sentence. Am I correct, Mr. Chapman?
God. You're right, Mr. Holmes.
good at this. I'm good at my job.
Would you tell me a little about Brian Vercotti?
We were convicted for a robbery. Once in prison, both of us joined one of these fraternities. During that year, we tried to help each other out, you know?
You were quite young then, I believe.
Yes, Mr. Holmes, we were. We'd only stolen a pound of meat. After we were released, and when I saw what my little brother had become, I decided to work towards living an honest life.
And Vercotti?
He had a hard time. His sister had died in a Whitechapel dispensary while he was in prison. He had no family anymore. Our paths split. He fell back into crime.
So you lost him?
Yes. And for around 2 years, I heard no news of him at all.
We shall see you soon, young man.
Other problem with the blanket. End up sitting on it. There we go. Oh, so uncomfortable. Also, my microphone has a mute button on it, and it only seems to work half the time now, so I'm sorry if you keep hearing like a clicking. It's because I'm trying to mute the microphone and it just keeps not doing it. Right, let's just check this. Okay, Person who's Leighton Chapman describes the statement as a figment of his own imagination created to vindicate himself. What? Oh, that's not what I was trying to do. The child was close to death and we were starving. Capitalism. Starve again unless you learn the meaning of the law. It's gonna do the whole thing. Violent crime committed in Half Moon Street by Leighton Chapman could have had a personal motive. Maybe. Okay. I think we might have everything. Yeah. No? No, we have another connection to make. It says so. There we go, it's that one. The only one we hadn't done. No, I did that one already. Witness testimony on the crime weapon clearly point to one possible culprit. I don't think that's true. I want to find out what's going on with this mysterious zombie ghost guy. No, it says I still have a connection. But there's nothing left to connect. What can I... Is it because I haven't picked something? Oh, hello. Leighton Chapman committed a double murder at Half Moon Street. An old and mutual enmity between Leighton Chapman and Brian Vercotti was the motive of the crime. Despite committing murder, Leighton is... No, okay. So those are our... No, I don't think that's true, though. Oh, looking good for this guy. We still have to go back to, Baker Street and look at whatever this is. Because it does seem a bit weird that if Leighton killed them, he wouldn't have taken the bracelet. Obviously, it could be that he didn't realize they had it, or he didn't want to be a thief. But it does seem a bit weird. See, that's what I'm doing right now. Concerned face while I work this out. Let me just make notes here in my pad. Oh, we're here. Sorry, I can't do the rest of it. Okay, sorry, before we do anything else, you know what we have to do, don't you?
Hello, Toby. All you need now is a shawl and a mop cap, and you could be Mrs. Hudson's younger sister.
How rude. I'm gonna check the telescope, but I'm sorry if it's the naked lady again. Oh, well, she isn't naked. I thought she had less than that on, but she's just got a lot of chest on show. She's not actually naked. I was exaggerating. I knew she wouldn't actually be naked. Rude. I was reading it's rude to Mrs. Hudson. Antique bracelets. What? Aha! Toby would never complain about orphans. That's true. Beautiful antique jewels represent a part of the Hellenistic treasures collection. He said they were Hellenistic. Depicted are the 5 heads of mountain rams upon a bracelet, necklace, and ring, each made of pure gold. Wow.
Here it is.
They've been missing from 1885.
I need to continue my research in my archives.
Oh, okay. I guess we gotta do it again. I think that might be a newspaper. There we go.
Here it is.
Hmm.
One of the
Probably should have read
victims,
that.
Kenneth Butler, was involved in the story of the stolen Hellenistic treasures. A visit to his pawn shop should tell me more.
I kind of like that it gives you the option to do a conclusion before you have all of the evidence. Because it's kind of like, you can do this conclusion and you can finish the case, but it doesn't mean you're right. Like, you've still got other stuff to find, and you probably got it wrong. Which is why I like to do all of the options before I do anything. Wait, I thought I was at the pawn shop. Oh! Hi, Watson. You coming in, Watson? Or am I coming to you? Nope, that's the exit. Okay, Watson's just gonna wait for me there then, I guess. He's not coming with. You know, play the game quicker. Be incompetent and lazy. Don't do your job. Nope, that's a pub. Pawn shop.
Mr. Butler's key matches the lock perfectly.
Well, perfectly. Well, no wonder. Haha, very good. Hello, I'm breaking into your pawn shop. Electrician seminar on quiet quitting.
The ram's heads. This necklace belongs to the 5 Rams of Mittelin collection. Interesting. That means that Kenneth Butler owned a part of this collection all this time, 10 years after the theft.
Hello, Kenneth. I remember you once told me about 3 pieces of golden jewellery with ram heads from ancient Greece. You still got them, right? Well, good news for you. I found a man loaded with money who's crazy about those jewels. He's ready to smoke out a small fortune. I can arrange a meeting with this money bag for you, but I want you to cut me in on the deal. I'll be waiting for the crossing of Great Alley and Half Moon Street on Sunday evening before the fireworks. Oh, I wonder what possibly could have happened. Owned is a bit of a strong word considering how he may have come by it. Search for the missing Hellenistic treasures could be the motive for the crime that's committed in Half Moon Street. Mr. Turner picked up the bracelet directly after the murder, but the ring is still missing. The violent crime committed in Half Moon Street by Leighton Chapman could have happened. I think it's this one. Okay, he still wants me to make him out to be the bad guy. I'm not going to, though.
It looks as though Mr. Butler kept a careful record of his operations.
Ooh, hello. You're really up close there. Okay. Examine the dead bodies and perform a reenactment. Okay. Check there's nothing else here first.
A flare pistol. Perhaps it was pawned by a destitute sailor.
Ladies and gentlemen, conventional wisdom tells us to try your very best. All you can expect of you. I, Sherlock Holmes, am here to tell you that that is untrue. Wait, why is there objects of interest on here? Is it the flare gun? Maybe I have to come and get the flare gun. Intrigued. Woof, woof, woof. Okay, it's just Toby, everybody. Alright, back to the crime scene, I guess. Said, try to do what people expect from you and save your best for yourself. I mean, that's not, depending on the job, you know, not bad advice. What does this say? Dysentery at St. Adolphus orphanages. I can speak, shut up. I don't like this music, though. Like, they're just a... every now and then.
What's up with you, lad? What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for my brother to be released.
Your brother?
Your brother?
The one that you caught, beat up and imprisoned.
Ah, the murderer.
He ain't killed no one, copper.
Watch your mouth, lad, else you'll be joining that worthless brother of yours.
Come on, Sherlock. Get in there. Stop them fighting.
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
Wait, why is... He's still there.
Mr. Holmes, did you see my brother at Scotland Yard?
I did.
Is he all right?
He is. First person. Do some nodding. There we go. One of the victims possibly fired his gun twice. Find out who that might have been. Yeah, that makes sense. No, it doesn't. No, because one of them was shot in the stomach. But why would... Oh, right, so one of them shot in the head, one of them shot in the stomach. Yeah, because if he shot... Nothing wrong with working to rule and quiet quitting, unless doing your job in a lazy fashion endangers lives. Yes, no, I agree, yeah. That's why I said depends on the job. Like, it is totally acceptable to do what you are being paid to do and no more. Do not burn yourself out at work because people expect you to. Obviously, unless being lazy endangers other people's lives. You know. But that, you know, if you're just working in like an office job or a retail job and not in like a warehouse or anything. I don't know. I don't know who it is. I think it might be this guy because he could have been shot in the stomach and then still fired again if they both shot at the same time. Whereas if he was shot in the head, he wouldn't have been able to then fire a second time. So I think it's this way. Yeah, I think it's this guy. How do I say that I've picked it? I don't understand. How do I agree that I've done it right? So I just come out of it, it doesn't say I've done it anymore. But if I click on them, it changes it? I don't know if I'm missing something, because if I hit activate, it swaps over the gunman. Maybe I have to go look for the bullet or something? Aha!
I am unable to see any higher. I need to find something to lift my lamp.
The pole with the hook on it. Right, we got it, we got it. We know what we're doing now. There's a pole with a hook on it. Here it is. It's a bit dark in this alleyway. Dance the night away.
This should be useful.
Do 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 do. I don't know why that's in my head. Get out of the way. Shoo.
Nothing interesting here.
Right. Okay, it wasn't him. I think that so that's the logic that we need to do. Is where the bullet would have gone if he shot again. Though I could, you know, it could be anywhere. Oh god, this is hard to see. Aha!
This is most definitely a bullet hole. The brick cracks are fresh. Watson, there was a third shot fired in this street.
Where is Watson? He was hanging out here last time we came to the street, but he's just kind of gone. Did I lose him? Is he gone? Is he gone again? This one. Well, that's not true. We know who the third man is. Is there something else I need to do? In the shadows of my time, I've been watching. I heard that song in so long. Occasionally I will remember that song and I'll go and find it and I'll just be like, this is so nostalgic. It's him regarding the jacketed man. Okay. Reenact Morrow's pursuit. Oh no. Excuse me. Had a little bit of a sneeze there. See how much more fun this game is. It's not. No, that sounds bad. That sounds like the other game wasn't fun. But how much easier we are streaming this game. Because I'm wandering around and we're talking about what's happening in the game, but I'm not also having to read out all of the dialogue.
Constable Marrow, I would value your assistance in this investigation.
I need your help, blood.
It would be my pleasure, Mr. Holmes.
I would like to make sure that there are no places in Half Moon Street where a man could hide while you were running through it with your lamp.
Lurk. Hello,
All
welcome
right,
back.
Mr. Holmes, what should I do?
Take your lamp and start walking, just as you did before, and try to find me.
I'm glad. Did you have
Understood.
some food? Did you get some food in you? Tell you what, I really wish. I wish we had, like... Okay, so, just to be clear, my flat does have hot running water, but there is, like, 0 water pressure. It's really low, and it takes forever to fill a bath. Because I was just thinking how nice it would be to have a bath, right? Like, when I come home from work sometimes. It'd be just so relaxing, but it takes so long to fill the bath. By the time it's full, it's cold. So I'm like... it's not worth it. And then we used to use the kettle, but that's just such effort because it's like multiple trips back and forth to the kitchen. I'd like you to play hide and seek with me, Constable. I think this is the way he went, right? Okay. I'll just pop over and be like, can I have a bath? Okay, bye. Wow, it's really dark. I can barely see anything.
I can see you very well, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again.
The cup against
I'll
the
find
wall.
another place to hide.
That sounds really nice. Can I take a bath bomb? Also, we are literally just playing hide and seek. That is actually what we're doing. I'm gonna have to turn these lights off. I can't see a bloody thing. There we go. Now I can. And I would have gone down. Just check every corner. I guess he didn't actually, like, go in every corner, so that's kind of cheating. Now I can see again. I went right past him. Lots and salt? Oh my gosh. Okay, we may need to make a plan. Well, now we've all learned that I'm absolutely terrible at hide and seek. I genuinely can't see a thing. Oh, candlelit bath. That sounds lovely. Okay, so he's not in this corner, because it's where he hit the first time. He's further back. Oh, okay, that'll be why I couldn't see him. There he is.
Here you are, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
I love that we're playing hide and seek with him. It's so cute. Do you think him and Watson do this sometimes? Just like play hide and seek with each other. Again, the whole point is that he wouldn't have been looking in every corner, so there were easily places that someone could have been hiding. I feel like at this point, this is like the 3rd time he's gonna be hiding somewhere I can't see him. And that's gonna be like the point. I'll get to the end and Sherlock will be like, see, you didn't find me. Was he in the ground? I thought he was just sitting down. Okay, I'm turning these off again. Sorry that it's a bit annoying that you can't see me, but oh my god, I can actually see things now. If I don't have the lights directly in my eyes, it's weird. I can, like, see things better. So weird, right? Yeah, there are two dead bodies, actually. Even better. I've not noticed him yet. Have you? Have you guys seen him? Can you see where Sherlock is hiding? Okay, I was like, is that grave? Yeah, just ignore the dead bodies. It's fine. They're not like getting stinky or anything. They're just here.
No, this is not how I walked at the time of the crime. I was more attentive. Let's start over again.
Oh no! Okay, no running, everybody. Murder, hide and seek, fun for all the family. We're not allowed to run. He gets cross. I'm just wondering if I just walk to the end and I don't see him, if the game will be like, that's it, you did it. But don't run this time. At least I'm paid enough to run. I'm not paid enough to run.
No, this is not how I
it's
walked
not that
at
I
the time
ran.
of the crime. I was more attentive. Let's start over again.
It's not that I ran, it's that I got to the end. So that's what I shouldn't, I don't need to leave. I need to look and look until I find him. Because I didn't find Shirley. Innit? Shirley Holmes. Well, I know he's not going to be that corner, because that's where he hit the first time. I don't know where he's supposed to be. Can I walk up and down the sides? Like, where would he be hiding? Unless he's doing a Watson and, like, sinking through the floor. Boy, Shirley in it, bruv. Is he... No, he's not behind the barrels. Shelby Holmes. Oh, there he is! Found him!
Mr. Holmes, it wasn't difficult to find you at all.
It is obvious now. No one could escape Constable Marrow's lamp while hiding in the street.
They could if I was controlling him. I can't find him at all. Right, okay. We assume that there's more than one person in Hammer Street at the time of the crime. There's no way forward or back for his escape, only up. Let us reenact the action, recreate the firework described by Leighton, and attempt to climb the wall. Sure. What do I have to do? Oh, I need flare. The flare is in climbing equipment. Isn't that handy? Okay, 1 second, folks. Just quickly. I am gonna stop here because it's past my stopping time. And if I wasn't working tomorrow, I wouldn't be this fussed about it. But Joe just called to say he's on his way home. And I was like, whoops, what a whoopsie doozies, look at the time. So I'm going to stop this case here. Like I said at the beginning, I don't know if I might edit the other half of this case together for one video for YouTube, or I might keep them separate. So if I do keep them separate, no, if I, hold on, I'll do the better. If I edit these together, then this is the part where we're going to skip to the next stream. Boogly, boogly, boogly. That was a transition. And if I don't, then I will see you guys in the next stream. Thank you so much for watching. Don't worry, if you're here live, we're gonna have a bit more chat, but for the gaming part. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the next bit whenever it comes out. There'll be links around the screen. Like, subscribe, do all the things YouTube likes you to do. And I'll see you next time. Thank you very much. Goodbye.